I slowly open my eyes and see sunlight starting to come through the window of my apartment. There's a handsome guy lying on the bed next to me, still asleep. What's his name, Dean? David? Damon? It started with a D. I stretch and yawn, and that seems to wake him up a little. Hey, gorgeous! He looks around and says to me, what the hell is his name? While he was showering, I furtively look in his wallet and see his driver's license. Deshaun! I knew it started with a D. I added his name and number to the to-do again list on my phone because I definitely liked him. My name is Jessica Johnson, and I'm a very attractive 29-year-old account manager at a technology company in Los Angeles, California. I'm not exaggerating, I'm actually very attractive. The only guy I'm having fun with on a regular basis right now who isn't a young hottie is my COO, Mark Struthers. He's the COO of our company, and I secretly have fun with him every other week to make sure my career is on track. That's how I've earned all my promotions, and beauty has its price for any man who wants to get close to her. My previous boss, Darren DJ Jarvis, had seen this firsthand. He promoted me twice to account team leader, but eventually got in my way. Mark happily replaced the fired DJ with me, appointing me to the position of account manager with the secret personal agreement that I would now be with him every 2 weeks instead of DJing. While he's definitely not my type, he's 46 years old, happily married, and has 3 teenage children, it serves a purpose for me. It ensures that my career with this company will continue to grow. Of course, the ambitious and handsome career woman has her detractors. Other employees, far more experienced and knowledgeable than me, turn up their noses when I get promoted. But what can I say? They're not as pretty as me, so to hell with them. They work for me now. As I was finishing up my last meeting for the day and had time to delegate all my duties to my team members, my phone rang. It was my best friend, Alicia, calling. Hi, sweetie. I hope you don't have any plans for tonight. Well, I thought about calling one of the guys on my list tonight, but no, I really don't have any plans. What's up? I reply. I got an invitation to a fancy party. There's going to be a lot of rich guys there. So, what do you say? Do you want to join me and see if we can find 2 of the most attractive, handsome guys in LA to have fun with? Replies Alicia, laughing into the phone. Yes, I agree. What kind of dress code are we talking about? Casual or glamorous? Oh, definitely glamorous. You have to wear your sparkly red number, and I have to wear my green dress. The guys will be begging to take us home in no time. Okay, Alicia. Text me the details soon, and I'll see you tonight, beautiful. Alicia Jackson is my best friend. She's 28 years old and started her career in her early 20s with me. We both worked for another company here in Los Angeles, but it went bankrupt, and we had to start over. From those early days, we became best friends. We were both young and very attractive, and we had the same interests and goals. Our goal was to work our way up the career ladder of our choice by any means necessary. Another perk I see to being best friends with Alicia and I is that we get a lot of good-looking guys coming over to hang out with us, more than I would have gotten on my own. Parties like tonight's are a weekly occurrence for us. We get invited anywhere and everything. We rarely pay for food and drinks wherever we go, and we never have a shortage of fans to talk to keep our evenings interesting. My mom called me while I was getting ready for the party. She worries about me too much. Her biggest concern is that I don't have a steady boyfriend, that I'm not getting married anytime soon because I'm partying too much. She constantly reminds me that I'll be 30 soon, that I'm getting to the age where it's going to be increasingly difficult to meet the right guy to marry and have kids with, that all the good guys have already been taken. While part of me agreed with her that maybe I should look for a decent guy for a longer-term relationship before I got too old, I was enjoying my lifestyle too much to do that. It was too easy to push the idea of marriage and kids aside, that I'd do it later, when I'd had my fun and career. But will that time come sooner than I would like? My career is well on track, and I hope to be promoted again soon. Mark promised me that for my continued favors. And I've spent the last decade in clubs and fancy parties, sleeping with too many hot guys to remember them all. Yes, Alicia and I have well and truly had fun. My mom would say I probably had too much fun, but she doesn't even know the half of it. Next chapter. When we arrived at the party, we were ushered into the main room, almost a ballroom in this large mansion in the Hollywood Hills. Alicia was right. There are a large number of eligible studs here tonight, although some of them have girlfriends or wives with them. But that doesn't stop them from checking us out. I know these types. Give them half a chance, and they'll cheat on their wives with us in no time. I've lost count of how many hot guys I've slept with who then went home to their loving wives and girlfriends, oblivious to their cheating spouses. We were offered champagne and hors d'oeuvre as we twirled around and mingled with the many guests. I had already met a few hot guys who might be a good fit for our party, but stopped when I saw my boss, Mark Struthers, talking to a few people. What the hell is he doing here? This is definitely going to ruin my style for the evening. He'll probably want to talk to me and show me off to his friends. Hopefully his wife is here too. I walked over to Alicia again, with whom a handsome man in his 30s was chatting at the time, and I managed to take her hand and lead her away for a moment. Alicia, what kind of party is this? I just spotted my boss here. Well, the one I slept with. I whisper, almost in a panic. Really? Is his wife here too? If she's here, he'll leave you alone or you could be in trouble. This party is a fundraiser for some movie project. They invited a bunch of rich investors here to try to get their money. That's why I thought it would be a good market for us. Alicia replies with a smile. I looked back towards my boss and saw that his wife had joined the group he was with. Yes, his wife is here too. Thank goodness, I worried for a moment. The thought of having to go home with him when there are so many hot guys here tonight made me panic a little. I reply, giggling out loud. Don't worry. I'm sure we can find someone better for you. But is that your boss over there? The one with the slightly balding head? In the suit with the blue tie? Yes, that's him. His wife looks better today than she does in the pictures on his desk, I reply. And who's that? That absolutely beautiful piece of meat standing next to him? Asks Alicia. I looked back at my boss and his group again, and Alicia was right. Standing next to Mark was a tall and very handsome guy who looked to be in his early 30s, and I could tell he was in great shape, even despite the suit. He reminds me a lot of Henry Cavill from Superman. Same hair, same great looks, same tall, muscular build. I just found a guy I want to take home tonight. I'm not sure who he is, but I'll definitely find out. I might even have breakfast with him, I reply, laughing to my best friend. Hey, that's not fair, I spotted him first. Alicia pretends to protest. Yeah, but I have a way in. Can you cover for me while I get to know him better? Oh my God, you want me to have a chat with your boss, don't you? Maybe I can flirt with him a little in front of his wife? Alicia replies with a cheeky grin. Play nice, Alicia. I just need him to introduce me and then leave me alone. Can you do that? Well, sure. You'll owe me for it later, replies Alicia, as we make our way over to my boss's group. Well, this is a surprise. I didn't know you were interested in the movie industry, Jessica, says Mark as I walk up to him and his wife. We were invited here by friends. I'm a little surprised, but happy to see you here with your beautiful wife. I reply as he gently shakes my hand. Yes, indeed. This is my wife, Mary, and this is Jessica. Jessica works for me as an account manager, says Mark as he introduces us to each other. I introduce Alicia to both Mark and his wife, Mary, and then look at the man standing next to Mark, expecting my boss to introduce us as well. Jessica, excuse me, this is Jack Batman. Our company deals with him from time to time. Perhaps we'll work together more closely if the deal for today's project goes through. Jack, this is Jessica Johnson. She's one of the stars on my team, Mark offers. Jack extends his big hand to me and I take it. I can almost feel the electricity between us just from our touch. This is new. Batman, huh? Although I think you're more like Superman. Do you like wearing capes? I ask Jack with a smile. Not really, but I like the idea of wearing underwear outside. He chuckles in response. I realize I'm still holding his hand and slowly let it go, even though I don't feel like it at all. Alicia has struck up a conversation with both Mark and Mary. She's done her thing. Now it's time for me to do mine. Mark mentioned that your company might partner with us more. What do you do, Jack? Well, I used to be a data engineer, and now I'm the CEO of a small company called Data Source that I founded a while back. We have a small but productive team that provides data warehousing solutions here in Los Angeles. We typically partner with large companies like yours on big projects to provide specific needs, and you guys do the rest. Mark and I have worked together a few times in the past, but not in the movie industry. Jack replies. Damn. He knows my boss Mark well, hopefully only in a business sense. That's great. I hope I get a chance to work closely with you soon. I reply. Likewise. Are you new to the company? The last time I worked with you, DJ was your account executive. Jack replies. He was my boss. I was promoted after he left. Damn it. He knows that damn DJ too. Now I'm hoping that both Mark and DJ kept their relationship with Jack strictly work-related, although if he knows about me, getting him into bed tonight will be a little easier. I see. Well, congratulations. You must be very good at what you do, replies Jack to me. Oh, let's not talk about work. Tell me about yourself, Jack. Are you married and do you have children? Do you have little Batmen running around saving Gotham? I ask. I'm very curious to know. Surely this guy isn't going to be a bachelor. No, I'm Gotham's only vigilante at the moment. Jack replies with a chuckle, continuing the superhero theme. So no Vicky Vale either? No Vicky Vale, not even Jessica Johnson. What about you? Are you single, Jessica? No, I just haven't found the right superhero yet. I've never met Batman, though. I reply, smiling at Jack, and he smiles back at me warmly. We continue chatting with each other for the next 10 minutes until my boss cuts into our conversation again. Alicia and I manage to get out of the group and go to the bathroom to powder our noses. So, how's he doing? Is there a spark? Are we talking about breakfast yet? Alicia peppered me with questions as soon as we entered the large bathroom. How would I answer all of that? How is he? Well, he's nice, really nice, but it's like he's not ready. He's one of them. He sounds like one of those guys looking for a wife. Alicia replies, chuckling at me. Oh, maybe you're right. It's been so long since I've had a guy hang out with me. Do you think it could be true? That he's looking for someone for a normal relationship? I ask. It could be. There's one way to find out. When you get back in touch with him, let him do the talking, let him ask you out without giving any serious hints that you're interested in a quick fling. If he wants something serious, he'll ask for a meeting in a few days, not to go out with you tonight. Advises Alicia to me. Yeah. To be honest, I'm not sure exactly what I'm hoping for. Going out with him might be just what I need. What, are you serious, Jess? Are you seriously thinking about getting involved with this guy? What's gotten into you? You know why we're here, and it's definitely not finding a husband. Maybe a sugar daddy, but a husband, no. Alicia replies. Calm down. I'm just thinking out loud. At least my parents will stop complaining about not having grandchildren, at least for a while. Maybe it's time for me to be a prim and proper wife, devoted to the only man I love. I chuckle in response. Yeah, sure, Alicia replies, laughing again. She's right, of course. A normal relationship with a man like Jack is simply impossible. He already knows 2 of my bosses that I had fun with to get promoted, and nothing can happen between us. After we left the bathroom, we socialized a bit with the other guests. I don't want to be seen as too desperate to take Jack home by being with him all the time. I want to see if he'll watch me when I'm with other people, to see if he's interested in me or not. I'm right. He is interested. I've caught his eyes in my direction more than once. He's quietly watched me socialize with other men, and he's hit on them more than once. I furtively glance back at him when I know he is watching me, to let him know that although I have other suitors, he is the one I want. Eventually, I make my way back to my boss's group. Alicia didn't come with me this time. She had already found the right man. Joining them, I try to stand on the other side of Jack, away from my boss, so hopefully he'll leave me alone. A new couple, much older than me, has joined the group, and the wife is talking to Jack when I join him. It's been so long since we've seen you, Jack. And I'm so sorry about what happened to Brittany. She was such a beautiful and smart girl. No husband should have to go through that, losing his wife and unborn child at such a young age. Your mother told me that you have been devoting all your time lately to your new company. I hope things are going well for you. The older woman says in a sympathetic tone. Yes, and thank you. It's still hard to believe it's been 4 years since she's been gone. But yes, I'm doing well. Thank you, Mrs. Thompson. Jack replies. Call me Darlene. Please, Jack, Mrs. Thompson is what you called me when you were a boy. I'm so glad to see you are doing well. And who is that nice woman with you? Is there anything we should know about? Replies Darlene, looking at me standing next to Jack. Oh, that's Jessica Johnson. She works with Mark. We may work together again in the future. Jack replies on my behalf. Oh, it's work-related. I was hoping there was romance in the air with this beautiful young woman. You have to find someone, Jack. I know it's not easy, but at some point, we all have to move on with our lives. Darlene replies. I will find someone, Darlene. I'm sure I'll find someone eventually. Jack replies while Darlene and her husband turn their attention to Mark and his wife, who they also seem to know. Darlene and her husband Tom are old friends of my parents. They know everyone worth knowing in high society in Los Angeles. My mom has no doubt complained to Darlene that I need to find someone to be with. I'm sorry I dragged you into this. Jack says quietly to me. It's okay, Jack. Can we go somewhere and talk for a while? Away from all these people who already know us? Yeah, sure, replies Jack as I take his hand in mine and we walk to an empty table near the bar. Do you mind if I ask you about your wife? About what happened? I ask softly as we sit down together. I don't mind. It's something everyone I know is always asking about in the last few years. How I'm doing. Sorry for the loss and so on. You don't have to ask if you don't want to. It's all right. My wife was Dr. Brittany Batman, a pediatric specialist in Los Angeles. We had been married for 3 years when we decided to start our own family. 6 months pregnant, some stoned teenager crashed her car into an intersection while being chased by police. It's been 4 years since I lost them both. That's what happened. I place my hand on his. I sympathize with him. Darlene and your mom seemed worried that you were devoting all your time to work. Have you had a relationship since your wife died? No. I haven't given it any thought at all. It was too hard for me to move on for a while, but lately I think it's more about the fact that I don't want to go through all the dating nonsense that comes with being single again. I will never use dating apps, and I hate going to bars and clubs to meet women. They're just dirty meat markets. I only come to parties like tonight's because of work. Wait, so you haven't dated anyone in the last 4 years? Not even for one night? No, I'm not interested in the whole scene. I can't think of anything worse than having fun with random women just for the sake of it. That kind of thing is too immature and narcissistic for my liking. I'd rather do without it, replies Jack. I felt like he had just punched me in the face with his comment. He made it clear that he wasn't interested, and probably as a consequence wasn't interested in me. If I were smarter, I would find a way to disengage from our conversation and start talking to other men who might have similar interests to me, but I can't. Something about him makes me want to stay. I want to get to know him better, to understand him more. I haven't yet met a man I can't bend to my will, make him want me, desire me. Jack, however, is an enigma to me. What about you, Jessica? You've already said you're single. Does that mean you've never been married, or just that you're single now? Or have you, like me, devoted all your time to your career? No, I've never been married. And yes, my career means pretty much everything to me. Although my mom keeps urging me to get married and have kids sooner, I think it's mostly because she wants grandchildren. I reply with a smile. Yeah, my mom is the same way. After what happened, I'm a little relieved that she's not bugging me, but that won't last. Jack chuckles in response. It's only because they care, that they love us and want us to have a good life. I reply. Yeah, I know, and I'm grateful to them for that. We continue to chat for a while longer. I do as Alicia advised and start to let him do more of the talking, trying not to show him that I really want to have fun tonight. I let him make the first move, but it doesn't happen. I'm starting to worry that he's not really that interested in me, that I'm wasting my time here. I don't know if that annoys me or intrigues me, or maybe both. It was a pleasure to meet you, Jessica, but I have to get up early tomorrow morning, so I have to go. I hope we can do this again. I mean, we'll get together and chat sometime, if you want. Jack kind of awkwardly adds, "Yeah, I'd like that. Let me give you my number, call me Jack. I look forward to chatting with you some more." I give him my number. I don't know what to do now. I want to find another hot guy to take home like I was going to tonight, but now I'm worried that someone who knows Jack will see me doing this. Why am I worried about what Jack might think? Where did this come from? And then there's my boss. There's too much going on tonight, and I need to leave before I get myself in trouble. I quickly find Alicia, who is ready to head home with her guy, and we say our goodbyes before leaving the party. On the Uber ride home, I decide to text one of the guys on my to-do again list who lives near me, and he soon replies and is on his way to my place. Well, at least I can have some fun tonight. Waking up in my apartment, I look at the bed next to me where Jared is sleeping. But I don't want to. I just want him gone. Now that Jared has left my apartment, I stand under the hot water in the shower, feeling ashamed of what I did last night. This is the first time I can remember feeling like this. What the hell is wrong with me? It's Jack. I just know it. Screw him. I don't need someone looking down on me. I don't submit to any man. What I should do is forget about him. Over the next week, I managed to push those thoughts of Jack mostly to the back of my mind. I dive back into my work. However, I still occasionally check my phone, wondering if Jack will call or text me. Just when I'm starting to win the struggle to put these thoughts of Jack in the past, he reappears in my life. This time in our office, walking out of the conference room with my boss, Mark. "Oh, there you are, Jessica. Could you do me a big favor and show Jack our office and introduce him to the rest of our team? Thank you." Mark advises me without actually asking. "Yeah, sure," I reply, trying to gather my thoughts. I didn't realize that this new encounter with Jack would have such an effect on me that I would feel excited just being around him. What the hell is wrong with me? "Hey, Jessica, you look great. I was hoping to see you today." Jack offers me his hand after Mark leaves. "Thanks, Jack. May I ask why you were meeting with Mark? Why do I have to introduce you to our team leaders, or is it a secret?" "No secret. The project from last week's party is ongoing. Both of our companies have signed a contract and will be working closely together for the next 12 to 18 months at least," Jack tells me. "Oh, that's fantastic news. Well, come with me then. I'll introduce you and then we can have coffee if you'd like," I ask Jack. "I was hoping you would. I thought about you a lot after the party last week," replies Jack. "But not enough to call or text me, right?" I reply with a slight smirk. "Should I have? I'm sorry, it's been so long since I've thought about dating that I don't know the right thing to do anymore." Jack replies, "It's really simple. If you like someone, you call them. There's nothing else special about it." "Well, I was afraid I'd seem too eager or something. I'll make it up to you by taking you out to dinner if you'll let me," Jack replies, showing me his wonderful smile. I will allow it, and I look forward to it. I reply as we walk up to the first office to begin our introductions. After spending the next hour introducing Jack to our team leaders, we finally make our way to the coffee shop next to our office for another private chat. I'm not quite sure what I want out of this, what I hope will happen between us. But the more I am around him, the more I want to be with him. Not just to spend the night, but to actually be with him. That's completely different from me. "Thanks for getting around with me this morning, I appreciate it," offers Jack as we sit down at the drinks table. "It was my pleasure, really. I'm so happy I got a chance to see you again." Jack looks at me for a moment, and then drops his gaze into his coffee for a few moments as well. He clearly has something to say to me, and I really want him to say it to me. Besides, I'm struggling to get my thoughts in order as well. I have the truest sense of confusion right now. Damn. Am I really starting to fall for this guy? "Jessica, you're the first woman I've been interested in since my wife. It's complicated. I really want to get to know you better, but at the same time, I feel like I'm somehow betraying my wife with these feelings. I know it sounds a little silly. She's been gone from us for 4 years now. It's just hard not to feel that way, that's all, explains Jack. I guess I understand. You must have loved her very much. Yes, I did. We started dating in college. She was the first real love of my life. The few girlfriends I dated in high school just made the relationship look like what it was. Teenagers pretending to be together, just wanting to get laid. I'm not looking for high school romances, Jessica. I'm probably telling you all this because I'm hoping for something more with you, looking for something real. Is that what you're interested in? Or am I scaring you off right now? I have to pause. I'm usually never nervous when talking to guys. I'm always confident. But I didn't expect him to be so serious, so soon. When it comes to a relationship, it's exactly as he said. Like I'm a schoolgirl, and he's a grown man. Is this what I want? Do I really want to try to have a normal relationship for the first time in my life? You're not going to scare me off that easily, Jack. I'm interested in trying it if you want me to. I reply, trying to sound confident. Jack just nods back at me, continuing to drink his coffee. What have I gotten myself into? That dinner I promised you, tomorrow night would be okay with you? I can pick you up at 8 p.m. if you send me your address. Yes, Jack. 8 o'clock at night will do. I'll text you soon. I reply, smiling at him. Why can't I stop smiling? I can't believe how happy I am right now. We continue chatting for a while longer before I have to head back to the office for another meeting. The more we talk with Jack, the easier and more comfortable it gets. I think it's because I'm not trying to get him to take me home immediately, that I'm actually interested in what he's saying, not how good his abs look. My mom would be proud of me right now. I told Alicia about my date with Jack tomorrow when we were at the club after work. She's worried about me and how it might end. She advises me that men like Jack don't usually marry women like us, that Beautiful Woman is just a movie. That if he ever found out about my past, he would definitely leave me. We argued about it for a while, and I told Alicia that times have changed, that we modern women can have whatever we want. Then we can decide when to get married so we can have loving husbands and children. We don't have to deny ourselves anything. Alicia used to laugh at me and call me deluded, and maybe she is. But now I really want it all. And that starts with the very fit and handsome Marcus I danced with tonight. I'll think about Jack tomorrow. Next chapter. When I walk out onto the sidewalk in front of my house, I see a very handsome Jack standing in front of a very handsome black Audi sports car in his suit. Now that's more like it. We arrive at a very hard-to-find restaurant in Beverly Hills, and I'm surprised he was able to get a reservation here with such short notice. The maitre d' greets us and calls Jack by name, which gets even more interesting. We are escorted to our table and offered wine while we order our food. He knew your name, and I'm a little surprised you were able to get us in here. What's going on, Jack? Well, let's just say my parents are well-connected. Very well-connected. But just because I can get reservations at restaurants like this doesn't make me a better person, just lucky. What do your parents do, Jack? Are they super rich or something? They're rich, yeah. My dad is probably what people call a super agent here in LA. He's recently retired, though. My mother was an actress, and a pretty famous one at that. So why didn't you follow them into the movie business? You certainly have the good looks to be a leading man. I would have swooned watching you take off your shirt and save the universe. Thank you, Jessica. But no, I have no interest in acting or making movies. All the people I grew up around seem so fake, so full of shit, with their heads up their own ass. For most of them, all that matters is fame and the money they can make, and then how many women they can get because of their fame and money. And they'll lie and cheat to get what they want without a second thought. It sounds like the business and dating world to me. Not everyone gets everything they're given. They have to take what they want or leave it out most of the time. I reply, what about their dignity when they get where they're going? To look back and see a trail of bodies behind them that they used for their own purposes. What kind of life is that? Are we talking business or dating now? I ask with a smirk. I guess we're talking about both. At the end of the day, you have to be comfortable with yourself, with sticking to your own ideas of right and wrong, not giving in to the temptation to take shortcuts. But in any case, this is not quite the dinner conversation I would like to have with you today. I'm really glad I got to know you, Jessica. Me too, Jack. You're so different from most guys I've met before. How? Well, most of them are probably the type of guy you were just talking about, that they'll say and do whatever it takes to get what they want. And I'm guessing that in most cases, they wanted you. Yes, and some of them got what they wanted. Does that bother you? We're not teenagers anymore, Jessica. I'm well aware that when I meet women close to my age, they, like me, will also have a story to tell. As long as they retain their dignity, it's hard for me to judge. What about me? Do I retain my dignity? I don't know how to answer that. I mean, I've used the guys I've slept with over the years just as much as they've used me. I was never taken advantage of or forced to do anything I didn't want to do. I may have lacked an emotional side, but it was a choice I made with a clear conscience. Jack may or may not agree with me if he finds out the whole truth. But yes, I feel I still have my dignity. Well, here's to a new beginning for both of us, I declare, raising my wine glass to him. Our dinner was truly wonderful, and I hope he will bring me here again and again. A girl could easily get used to that. I'm disappointed that when he took me home, all I got was another kiss on the cheek. Does he guess how much I want to possess him right now? But I tried my best not to show that I was disappointed, that I was glad to take my time like he did. As soon as Jack pulls away, however, I text Dwayne, inviting him to come over and give me what I desperately want right now. 30 minutes later, Dwayne does indeed give me what I need. How long will Jack keep me waiting? Jack calls me the next day while I'm at work and wonders if I want to go on a date with him Friday night. Of course I agree, but Friday and Saturday nights are usually spent with Alicia and me. She's not going to be happy about this. Alicia asks again what I'm up to, if I'm serious about wanting to be with Jack. I reassure her by promising that we'll go clubbing together on Thursdays and Saturdays instead. Friday night, Jack takes me to dinner and a comedy show, and I surprisingly have a good time. Saturday night, Alicia and I go to a club downtown and pick up 2 guys, and all 4 of us go back to my apartment. Tuesday night, Jack takes me out to dinner again. This is our 3rd official date. I'm not used to being made to wait to get what I want. It better be worth it. Well, I don't have to wait any longer. After he drives me home, I invite him over for a cup of coffee, and later we arrive at my house. Judging from tonight, I will definitely continue to date other men while I date Jack. A girl has needs after all. Wednesday night, I attend another swanky party with Alicia, and we are both on the prowl again. After dancing non-stop with an attractive guy named Troy, I need a break, so I grab a drink and stand with Alicia to catch my breath. He looks promising, and he sure knows how to move on the dance floor. Notes Alicia. Of course he knows how, and he's a good kisser too. Already? You just met him when the 2 of you hit the dance floor when you had time to kiss? During one of the slower songs, I wanted to make sure he knew what was in store for him tonight. I even felt his package, pretty promising, I'd say. I reply, laughing. And to think I was worried about you being serious with Jack. I should have known better. Well, last night Jack and I finally got down to it. I thought he'd never get to it. So? Let's just say I'm going to need Troy tonight to make up for what I didn't get last night. I answer, still giggling with Alicia. What? No, he's fine. Well, he's a little weak in some ways. So are you going to keep seeing him or have you had enough? Asks Alicia. I don't know. We'll see what Jack says if he wants to ask me out again. I really like being with him. He's such a nice guy, so sweet and caring. Plus he's smart and rich. If I were looking for a husband, he'd definitely be on my list. If you were to marry him, you'd have to put up with his disadvantage. Says who? We've been dating for a couple weeks now and I'm still getting what I need, and from other guys, why should that change? Oh, you like playing with fire, don't you? But if you don't mind trying to get both, I'll gladly share you with Jack, for now, replies Alicia. After I kicked Troy out of my apartment that night, my mind kept coming back to thoughts of Jack. What do I really want from Jack? Why am I playing this game with him if the goal isn't to get married? Do I really want to get married? I'm about to turn 30. Can I really go through life without ever getting close to anyone? I'll admit, some part of me really wants that. A real relationship with a great guy. But what about the other guys and all the fun I have every week? Can I give that up for Jack, or, as I joked with Alicia, try to have both? Maybe I can have my cake and eat it too. Yes, I think I might marry him. It's been 2 months since my first date with Jack. Each of our dates ended in my bedroom. I've spent the last 3 days in a row with Jack. Alicia is getting a little frustrated that she has to fly alone too often. Today, I finally get to go out with Alicia again, as Jack has a work event coming up. I see Alicia standing at the entrance to the club we're going to go to tonight. A guy is standing next to her. Hey, Alicia, sorry I'm late. You look amazing. I especially like your new accessory. I smile looking at the man standing next to her. Hey, beautiful. This is DeAndre. DeAndre is my best friend, Jessica. Alicia answers me, and I greet them both before we make our way into the club. The three of us chat, making small talk while I ponder if DeAndre is just the guy for tonight, or if he's more than that to my best friend. When he heads to the bar to buy us drinks, I'm compelled to ask. So, spill it out, Alicia. DeAndre seems to think there's more than just a night of fun between you two. What's going on? Well, if you have a normal boyfriend, maybe I will too. I've been alone a lot lately, so I needed someone to socialize with, and DeAndre is a great guy. He's great in bed too, which can't help but make me happy. He's your boyfriend? What are you telling me, Alicia? Yeah, okay. I'm trying him out a little, to see if I can enjoy every night with the same guy or if he'll drive me crazy after a while. Alicia replies with a loud laugh. Good for you, I'm serious. I hope everything works out because I need to talk to you about something too. About how you don't want to date hot guys anymore. That's what you're going to tell me, right? Asks Alicia. Yeah, you know me too well, I reply. Okay, that's what I thought. I can tell that you haven't been enjoying him as much lately when we're rarely together. You're worried about him, aren't you? You're afraid Jack will find out about the other guys? Yes. I know I said I wanted to have the best of both worlds, but I don't think it's possible. I haven't had any time for myself lately. I've just been running from one guy's arms to another guy's arms. I can't keep this up, something has to change. I explain. Luckily for me, I have DeAndre now, otherwise I'd be on my own. But if you're serious about making things work with Jack and me, do it right, Jess. Don't go halfway, be the woman he needs. Maybe you'll realize that you like being a wife, that it's better than you ever thought it would be. I still expect to be a bridesmaid if you two tie the knot. Don't ever forget that. Don't worry, if it comes to marriage, I won't have anyone else. So when does this new celibacy begin? Is tonight your last night of freedom, or have you already closed your legs for good? Jokes Alicia as DeAndre returns to our table. No, the store is already closed. We don't give out candy anymore. I laugh along with my best friend. When I get home, I resist the temptation to call one of the few remaining guys on my list. No, like Alicia said, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to try to do it right. In a way, I feel a sense of relief, a calmness within myself after my decision that I haven't experienced since I was a little girl. I'm finally happy with my life and at peace with myself. That I don't have to constantly chase the next goal, whether it's a new boyfriend or something at work. Oh crap. I forgot about Mark. What the hell am I going to tell Mark? We agreed. If I tell him my legs are now closed, my career will suffer. It might not suffer, but it will. He won't risk it. Either I honor the agreement, or he'll find a way to make me leave. Maybe if I explain to Mark that I'm now in a serious relationship with Jack, the man whose company we now rely on, he'll understand. I've worked too hard on my career to quit now. The next day at work, I managed to arrange a one-on-one meeting with Mark to brief him on one of our projects, but I also used this time to discuss my current dilemma with our arrangement now that I'm with Jack. Mark turns out to be not at all as understanding as I had hoped. He basically tells me that he doesn't care who I date, that we have an agreement. And breaking that agreement means that he will no longer protect me at work, promote me, or favor me. That my staying here will quickly become impossible. He also makes it clear that he's well aware that I've imposed on DJ and that he won't suffer the same fate, since some of the other supervisors already know about our little agreement. And if I make a fuss, Jack will be the first to know about my exploits with him and with DJ. I grudgingly agree to keep seeing him to keep our agreement intact for now. That damn evil smirk he bestowed upon me when I finally gave in made my skin goosebumps. How the hell did I end up in this position? Is my career here really worth having to go through this old ugliness? Okay, I'm not thrilled that I still have to have fun with Mark, but it's not the end of the world. That was until Jack mentioned to me the following week that he's now working for another company too, working closely with one of my former bosses, Darren DJ Jarvis again. I know Mark will keep his mouth shut, but DJ had no reason to do so. Moreover, he will undoubtedly go to great lengths to get back at me. That's not good. Before I wouldn't have cared who DJ could rat out for the way I treated him. But now? Now I have Jack, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm afraid of losing him. No, I'm afraid of losing him. That Jack will find out the truth about me and lose all respect for me. Even that thought makes me uneasy. I always get what I want from men, or take it from them. Most of the time, they only see my beauty and willingly give me what I want. Men are needed to be used and abused and then thrown away when they are no longer needed. Why is Jack so different from me? Why does he have this power over me? I never handed that power over to him. In fact, he never gave me power over myself. He didn't give me what I wanted. He gave me what I needed. Almost like a parent does for a child. In just a few months, I began to need him far more than I needed anyone else. And now I'm afraid that I won't need him in return. How did this happen? That I started putting other people's feelings before my own? One thing is for sure, I need to get ahead of DJ to make sure I can nullify anything he says to Jack when DJ realizes we're together. Friday night, we spend again at a nice restaurant in Beverly Hills. I'm so comfortable around Jack now that I can hardly remember life without him. So how's your work this week? No major dramas or problems? I ask, as we peruse the menu trying to decide what to order. No, everything went smoothly this week. I spent most of today back with DJ, your former boss. He looked at me a little weird when I mentioned we were dating. He didn't say anything, but I understood what he wanted. Was there something going on between you two that I don't know about? Well, to be honest, I've been meaning to talk to you about him for a long time. It's just not an easy conversation to have. I answer while Jack puts the menu on the table and is about to continue asking when our waiter returns. We hand him our orders before Jack raises his eyebrows at me, waiting for me to continue. So, I was in a relationship with DJ. We slept together a few times. At the time, I think he took advantage of me a bit, played on helping my career, said he would help guide me. I reply. You slept with your boss? Asks Jack, and my sense of horror grows when I see the expression written on his face. Yes, but it's not what it looks like. Like I said, I think he was taking advantage of me, and I realized shortly afterwards what a colossal failure it was to do that to him. So I told him I didn't want to see him anymore. And? Well, he got mad about it. He'd already helped me get the promotion, but now I felt like I was rewarded for sleeping with him. Like it was some kind of payment. When I told him I wouldn't sleep with him anymore, that it was wrong, he threatened to get rid of me. Fire me. I felt I had no other choice, so I filed a harassment report against him, which got him fired. Shit, okay. And all of this just slipped your mind to tell me now, after I told you I'd be working with him again? What else aren't you telling me, Jessica? Everything. Nothing else. It's just not something you can talk about in normal conversation. I'm not proud of it either. Both for sleeping with him in the beginning and for having to defend myself by suing him afterward. If it were up to me, I would never talk about him again. The fact that you're working with him now means it will always come up again. I should have said something sooner. I'm sorry. I'm just ashamed of the whole thing. Well, I'm glad you at least told me about it now. I guess DJ won't be your biggest fan after you fired him. I'm not saying it's your fault, though. As your boss, he shouldn't have gone there in the first place. That's crossing the line. I agree. Why don't we put it behind us? I'd like to forget I ever knew DJ. Jack nods back at me as food is brought to the table. Our conversation continues and I start thinking about dessert, but not at the restaurant, but with Jack when we get home soon. I want to ask you something, Jessica. I hope you can say yes. Jack asks when we're almost done eating. Depends if it's handcuffs, I answer with a cheeky grin, and Jack laughs before answering. Not unless that's what you want. I actually want to see if you want to go away with me for a few days. I have some meetings in New York next Friday, and I'd love to spend time with you there. Maybe we can use it as a little vacation for both of us. Yes, I'd be very happy to do that. But we're only talking about next weekend? Well, we'll have to fly out on Thursday, and I'd like to spend a few more days with you. Maybe until Tuesday, if you can make it. I'll check with Mark, but I'll be fine. I haven't taken a vacation in ages. I've never been to New York either. I'd love to go and look around a bit. We'll see, but we probably won't get any further than a hotel room. I can't promise anything. Jack replies with a warm smile on his face. Really? I'm definitely looking forward to New York now. I reply, rubbing his leg with mine under the table. Jack quickly pays the bill, and we head home, back to my apartment again. Every day, Jack becomes more and more everything I need. I can't believe how much he's changed me over the past few months. We're staying at a 5-star hotel in Midtown Manhattan, and we managed to do some sightseeing. On Sunday mornings, we have coffee at a cute cafe, and I can't help but smile when I'm around Jack. For the past few days that we've been in New York, there's one thought that's been running around in my head that I can't seem to get rid of. I'm starting to realize that I really want Jack to marry me. I know I've said before that I think it's a good idea, but now I really want it. More than anything. What are you thinking? Asks Jack, snapping me out of my thoughts. Sorry, I was just a million miles away. Well? What was I thinking about? Just about how I can't believe how good it feels to be here with you. That I'm almost 30, and I'm a little mad at myself for waiting so long for happiness. That it's hard for me to imagine life without you, Jack. Yeah, I feel the same way. I never thought that after losing my wife and child I would be so happy again. You've given me a second life. Really gave it to me. I nod to Jack in agreement. God, I want this man to marry me. Maybe we should give him a little nudge in the right direction. Maybe we should make it our thing to come to New York as a couple every year, I suggest, hoping Jack will see the point of what I'm saying. Yeah, I'd like that. An anniversary of sorts. Maybe we should have an excuse to remember this weekend and celebrate it in the future, Jack suggests, slowly reaching into his pocket and pulling out a small jewelry box. Oh my God, he's one step ahead of me again. Jack sees my eyes widen at the sight of what he pulled out of his pocket. He kneels down in front of me and opens the jewelry box to reveal a beautiful diamond ring. Jessica Johnson, will you marry me? Oh my God, yes. Yes, I will marry you, Jack. I continue as we hug and then kiss. Once again, Jack knew what I wanted before I even realized it. He must have planned this whole thing before we even got to New York. What did I do to deserve him? But it's different with Jack now. It's so much deeper than what I had before. My God, maybe I really am in love. The next few weeks flew by, and I still managed to keep my legs closed to every other man except Jack. Well, Mark too. I'll admit I miss the time I spent with Alicia. We spent too many years enjoying that lifestyle, and now it's hard to stop wanting it. I feel like I've taken a break with Jack, but deep down I know I'll be craving fun again soon. Maybe after the honeymoon period of our relationship is over. Just recently, Jack suggested that I move in with him too. I know that if I do, it won't be as easy for me to have fun on the side in the future. I told him that I would love to move in with him. His apartment is absolutely wonderful too, but it will take me a few weeks to sort out my stuff. That way, I have a few weeks to decide if I can break up with all the other men for good. Maybe I'll just remind myself what it feels like before I give up on them. Maybe it's time for Alicia and I to hit the clubs again. Jack has gone to Vancouver for a few days for work, and this is my last chance to be sure of what I want. Alicia was happy to go clubbing with me again, even though she's still dating DeAndre, but she's not giving up the occasional encounter with other guys. She has informed me that she has a special treat for me tonight, so I'm excited as we pull up to the club. So gorgeous. What is this special treat you told me about? I ask, sipping my vodka martini. Well, consider it my engagement present to you. I know I'm 2 months late, but you'll agree it's better late than never when you see what it is. Alicia replies with a cheeky smile and a giggle. And no DeAndre today? I told him it's a special night for the two of us. I love him, but, variety is the spice of life, right? DeAndre isn't enough for you, is he? No, it's not enough. And if Jack was enough for you, you wouldn't be here with me right now either. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Just wait and see. Alicia laughs back. Maybe she's right. If I really love Jack, wouldn't he be everything I need? But I love him. I can't imagine myself without him. So why am I here? Why am I so looking forward to tonight's special treat? As if on cue, 4 men approach and join us at the table, greet Alicia with kisses on the cheek, and then introduce me. Jessica, these are my engagement gifts to you. They won't just spend the night with us, they will give us the best night of our lives. I'm so happy for you and Jack. Now let's go and rejoice. After dancing with each of the guys in turn and having a few more drinks to cheer us on, we decide it's time for the real fun to begin. We all head back to my apartment since it's a little bigger than Alicia's. I guess I don't need to tell you what we did in the apartment. I decide to use the few weeks I have before I move in with Jack to continue sleeping with other guys, reasoning to myself that I'm just diffusing the situation, and that I'd be done with it when I lived with him. Ned, 3 of the guys I've slept with in that time are the few remaining guys on my to-do-again list. After moving in with Jack, it took me a while to get things straightened out, so much so that I didn't even think about having fun on the side for the next few weeks. That all changed when I was able to spend the night with Alicia again. We picked up 2 very handsome guys at a club and went back to Alicia's apartment to have some fun. I realized that I didn't really want to stop having my boyfriends on the side, that I needed them just as much as I needed the love I was getting from Jack. I also started hinting to Jack that I might move to work for him, asking him about how well his company was managing its client relationship portfolio. Jack has already stated that he wants me to work for him, but he doesn't want to turn up his nose at Mark by taking me away while the 2 companies are still working together. I'll change his mind, but I'll wait until we're married first. We'll be married in just 2 months, but before that it will be my approaching 30th birthday. That's not exactly a milestone I want to celebrate. If I could stay in my 20s, forever young and beautiful, I would. But at least I'll soon marry a very handsome and successful man to soften the blow. Alicia advises me that she's also preparing something special for my birthday, but it's best not to invite Jack to this party. We'll have our own, very private celebration. Next chapter. I arrive at a gala event in Los Angeles with a very handsome Jack under my arm. It's a charity event that Jack's company supports. We both look fantastic. We are admired by both men and women. We really do make a great couple, both extremely attractive and successful. We start the evening twirling around together and greeting people, but at some point, Jack is whisked away from another CEO to discuss work, and I am left chatting with several other attractive women that I have no idea who they belong to. I say that because they are all clearly trophy wives, as none of them seem to have the intelligence or ambition to be here on their own merits. Soon after, I look around for my fiancé, but he is nowhere to be seen. I decide I'd rather continue walking around the city than stay here with these empty women, and as I leave our little circle, I almost bump into a tall man. When he turns to face me, I'm a little shocked. His name is Jason. I remember him. Well, what do we have here? Jessica, my goodness, you look fantastic in your clothes for a change, Jason says. Hey, Jason, long time no see. What are you doing here? I could ask you the same question. Are you looking for a rich sugar daddy for tonight, or are you more interested in rekindling our relationship? No, I'm here with my fiancé. Unfortunately, he's been dragged off somewhere to discuss work. Oh, really? I didn't choose you as my fiancé. I guess he has no idea what you do in your spare time. No, he doesn't, and I'd like to keep it that way. Hey, don't worry, I'll never tell him, but I'd still like to renew our friendship. I heard you've been seeing two of my boyfriends lately, and I've been feeling a little left out. Jason replies, Well, I'm sure we can fix that little oversight, just not tonight. Okay? Okay, I'll take you up on that. Just don't keep me waiting too long. I won't. Talk to Alicia. I'm sure she'll be able to make an appointment very soon, okay? I reply, after which we both split up to go about our business. I wander around the ballroom some more before I come across one of the attractive trophy wives I was talking to earlier. She smiles at me and takes my hand firmly, leading me away from the other visitors. What the hell is she up to? I just want to tell you that Jason is off limits, you hear me? Unless you want your future husband, Jack Batman, to know about everything you've been up to, and about all the men, including Jason. The woman speaks in a serious tone, but still manages to outwardly smile. I'm sorry. Who do you think you are? I reply firmly, while managing to smile at everyone who looks in our direction. I'm someone who knows exactly who you are, Jessica Johnson. It doesn't have to get ugly. You just have to remember that Jason is mine, not yours. Find yourself another stud and leave him alone. She repeats. Wait, he's your boyfriend? I thought you were one of those trophy wives waiting for their husbands to return. If so, Jason is all yours. I reply that I don't need the attention to me and whoever I was having fun with, especially since Jack is here. Don't be stupid, the woman replies, and I still don't know who she is. Who are you? How do you know me and that I know Jason? Did he tell you? No, he didn't tell me at first. I saw you leaving the club with him and 3 of his friends one night. I got the rest out of him later. Wait, step back. You know both me and Alicia? Did you see us with those guys? Surely you're one of those married women who go to clubs to hook up and cheat on their husbands. But how do you know our names? I already know who you are. We've met before. Not that you remember me, of course. But you probably remember my husband. After all, you're the reason he got fired. Oh my, you're Tina Jarvis, the DJ's wife, aren't you? That's right. You ruined his career and made my life difficult. Now I'm not going to let you ruin my little arrangement with Jason. Stay away from him. Don't worry, Jason can be all yours tonight. I know how bad DJ is in bed. It must be frustrating for you to put up with that. I reply, smiling at the people around me. Don't you dare talk about my husband. You have no right to, bitch. Not after what you did to him, you cheap, ambitious little whore, states Tina, getting a little emotional. Okay, we're done here. Go to your pathetic husband and be thankful I'm not taking Jason away from you as well. I reply firmly. I've had enough of this arrogant bitch. I walk away from her, annoyed that I have to put up with this crap. Not long after that, I finally spot Jack. Shit, he's talking to the DJ. Can this night get any worse? Yes, it could. And then I see Tina joining them, greeting Jack standing next to her husband, and the 3 of them chatting with each other. There's no way I'm going out there to talk to them. Not now. I step out onto the balcony to get some fresh night air and gather my thoughts. I know Tina won't say anything, or at least I hope she's not stupid enough to risk her own marriage to mess with me. And so far, if DJ has said anything to Jack, he's ignored him. I doubt DJ would want to talk about sleeping with me in front of his wife, so maybe it's not as bad as I first feared. I stood in the crisp night air for another 10 minutes, hoping that would be enough time for the Jarvises to move away from their conversation with Jack, when someone spoke to me from behind me. We meet again. It still takes my breath away every time I see you. Turning my head, I saw Jason standing next to me again, and we were looking out over the gardens from the balcony. Hi, Jason. I see you're here with Tina Jarvis, or at least going home with her tonight. Am I right? Oh, Tina, yes. It was really nice of her husband to invite me here. It's a really swanky party. What? You were invited by the DJ? Does he know about you and Tina? I asked, more than a little shocked. Yeah, of course he does, Jason replies. Wow, that means they both know about you and me, and right now they are talking to my fiancé. That's not good, not good at all, I reply, turning to leave. Jason gently takes my hand to stop me for a moment. What's wrong, Jessica? Jason, they hate me, both of them. I got her husband fired and she thinks I'm trying to steal you away from her now. If they tell Jack, I'm finished. They wouldn't do that, of course. They seem like a nice couple. At any rate, they treat me well. Maybe you could do me a favor, Jason. Please. You can go up to them and see what they're talking about. Make sure they're not talking about us, that they're not telling Jack anything bad. Can you do that for me? I was almost begging Jason. Okay, I can do that. But what if you do? What then? I have no idea. I'll follow you in a few minutes if you can follow me and nod if yes, or shake your head if no. Or say yes if they're talking about you and no if they're not. Right? Right. At least then I can figure out what to say or do before I get there. I reply as Jason walks back into the house to join the three of them. I stand there, trying my hardest to hold myself together, and I feel almost shaking with fear that Jack will find out about me. I've never felt like this before, so afraid of what might happen next. I take a sip of the wine I'm holding in my hand, trying to calm my nerves, to regain my confidence. Who am I kidding? I'm so nervous right now. After standing for a couple more minutes, I decide it's time, turn around and walk through the doorway back into the grand ballroom. I look over to where Jack was standing earlier with Tina and the DJ, expecting to see Jason there too, and if he'd signaled me, I'd have joined them. But they're not there. None of them are there. I quickly look around the room, trying to spot Jack as well as the other three. Where the hell did they go? I feel panic overwhelm me. Calm down, take deep breaths, I tell myself. I slowly start circling the large room, hoping to spot them as I go. Jack is still nowhere to be seen. After making a full circle, I start walking towards one of the doorways, leading to several smaller rooms where guests are sitting and talking. After walking past each of them, I still haven't found them. The only other place now is at the front door where the main entrance is. I walk outside, and there are a few people standing there chatting in small groups, but there is no Jack, Tina, or Darren Jarvis among them. Where the hell is he? I quickly text Jack a message. Where are you? I'm having a hard time finding you. Several minutes pass before I finally get a response from him. I went home. Don't follow me. I can't talk to you right now. Maybe never again. Oh my God, those bitches told Jack. I feel my stomach clench. It feels like the whole world is closing in around me. I can't breathe. Oh my God, Jack knows. He knows about me. What do I do? What can I do? I fall to my knees on the steps where I was standing, clutch my phone and just stare at the screen. I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe my secrets have gotten out to him. I'm shaking. I'm in shock. I can barely make out that someone is trying to talk to me. I look up and see a man holding my hand, saying words, but I can't hear him. Everything around me is hazy. Everything is falling into darkness. Slowly, my eyes start to open. I'm sitting in a chair, and a woman is talking softly next to me. Hi, there you are. You're going to be fine, sweetheart. Just take it easy for a few more minutes until you come to your senses. Everything's going to be okay. What happened? Where am I? I ask, still trying to gather my thoughts. Shh, it's okay. Just be patient for a little while, okay? You pretended to be outside. It's okay now. You are indoors. Just give yourself some time and take a few deep breaths for me. The girl informed me. I followed her instructions. It seemed to help. Everything came over me again. Jack. I need to see Jack. I try to get to my feet, but I'm still a little wobbly, and the woman next to me takes my hand for support. Don't be too quick. Give yourself time. I don't want you to fake us out again. I faked it? I'm fine. I need to go home. I reply to the woman helping me. John, ask Charles to bring the car around, please. She orders the guy standing at the door. I'm fine. I can take an Uber, I reply. I won't hear anything like that. You're Jessica, aren't you? Jack's fiancée? I'm Catherine. I have a charity event tonight. My driver Charles will take you home. I'm not going to trust you to some random person in the state you're in. Just give him the address and he'll take care of you, okay? Okay, and thanks for everything. I reply to Catherine as I'm escorted out by the man Catherine was just talking to. On the way home, I try to think about what I'm going to say to Jack. I could lie and try to tell him that they made the whole thing up, but I'm still not sure what they even told him. It's hard for me to even think. I feel nauseous. When I get out of the car, I'm so nervous that I feel myself starting to shake again. I thank the driver and head to the front door, taking my key out of my purse. Walking down the hallway and into the living room, I still don't know what to say to him. He's not there, so I go to the bedroom, but he's not there either. I sit on the edge of the bed for a moment. Tears start rolling down my face. I can't help it. I get up and walk back out. He must be outside on the balcony. That's where he likes to sit and think. I'm sure I've given him a lot to think about. Walking out onto the balcony, I see him sitting there with his hands covering his face. He lowers his hands and sees me standing in front of him. I told you I don't want to talk to you tonight. I know. I answer quietly. I walk over and sit on the end of the bench. Jack sits on the other end. The gap between us is real, not just physical. What did they tell you? I ask quietly again. Enough. Jack answers, and I can feel his emotion in just that one word. I stare at the floor, not knowing what to say, how to make this all better. Why? Asks Jack eventually. Can I know what they told you first? What? So you can decide what details to leave out? What should I lie about? Tears continue to run down my cheeks, but now I'm starting to cry. Bringing my hands to my face, I don't know what to say to make things work out, to make Jack still love me. I'm sorry, Jack. I'm so sorry. I don't deserve you. I never have. It was all I could say in between sobs. You're right. I'm just grateful I found out who you really are before we got married. Jack, I'll tell you anything you want to know, anything at all. I know you're angry and that I hurt you, but I love you. I love you very much. You do? You loved me every time you slept with another guy? With the likes of Jason? How many were there? 4 of them at once. Who the hell are you? I can't believe how you tricked me. I can't believe a whore, a slut like you could make me fall in love with her, want to marry her and start a family together. Thank God I found out about it before it was too late. Don't say that, please, Jack. I'm not that woman anymore. You changed me. You're the first man I ever fell in love with. I'm in love with you, Jack Batman. I'll do anything to make you realize that. I reply, continuing to sob. There's nothing you can do to change that, Jess. I fell silent, realizing there was nothing I could say right now to take away his anger and the feeling of being betrayed. Instead, I struggled to stop the sobs and pull myself together. You never answered my question. Why? Why did you do this? Was I not enough for you? What couldn't I give you? Have you been laughing behind my back all this time? Of course not. I've never met a man as good as you. It's not your fault, Jack. I don't want you to ever blame yourself for what happened. It was me. I'm the one who did it, not you. I reply, wiping the tears from my face. Why did you do it? Why Jessica? At least tell me why. You owe me. Because there's nothing I can do about it. Because I've always had something with different guys. I tried to give them up for you, I really did. But after a while, I couldn't help myself. I wanted to meet new guys again. That's what I am. So you're a slut, and that's your reason? Replies Jack, sighing at the end. Yes, but no more so than a lot of other women. We don't wait for Mr. Right to come around anymore. We have careers. We have guys we hook up with. That's the way things are these days. I'm getting tired of apologizing if we're really going to get this over with. Maybe I should be truthful with Jack for once. Really? So you're saying I'm setting my standards too high? Wanting a good woman who isn't partying with half the town? Maybe. We'll all lie to you, pretend to be someone we're not. Take Tina Jarvis, for example. Is she your idea of a good woman worth marrying? Don't blame Tina and Darren for getting caught. You're not showing your best qualities right now. Are you sure? I don't know what they told you, but she mentioned that she's mad at me today because she mistakenly thinks I'm trying to steal Jason from her. Tina and her married friends go to the same clubs as Alicia and I and date the same guys we do. I reply, probably getting a little annoyed myself. So I should be grateful to you, right? You can have fun with other guys every week, but at least you won't make me sit in the corner and watch. Thanks, Jessica. You're a godsend. Jack replies sarcastically. I'm just being honest. I know that after tonight you probably never want to be with me, so let's be honest with each other. No more secrets, no more lies. Ask me anything you want. I'll tell you the plain truth. I have nothing to lose anyway. I answer quietly. How long? How long since you slept with the first guy after we started dating? Asks Jack, asking me. I never stopped. The night you dropped me off after our first date, I wanted something more, but all you gave me was a kiss on the cheek. The moment you left, I was texting with one of my acquaintances who lives nearby. We must have been having fun by the time you got home. Jack sat back and shook his head. You said earlier that you tried to stop for me. How long did that last? And when was that? About 2 months after we started dating. It lasted until you asked me to move in with you. I started to feel like it was all too real, that I was really going to live with my husband, be a real wife. Honestly, it scared the hell out of me. I felt like I needed to fix things before the walls closed in around me. You have serious commitment issues, you know that, don't you? Replies Jack. You're telling me. It was so hard to give up something that was a huge part of my life. I went on dates and met a new hot guy almost every night. It's something I did for years. But I never let guys get close to me, I mean emotionally. And I was never in love until you came along. But that still wasn't enough for you, was it? What's the big deal about meeting a new guy that you like so much? That he strokes your ego? That he's telling you how wonderful you are? Yeah, it can be addictive. Feeling down. Just go to a club and have a few guys tell you how wonderful you are, that you're the most beautiful woman there, that you can do and have anything you want. After a while, it gets hard not to want it. Wow, so a slut with commitment issues who's also a narcissist. Why don't you also tell me you like ripping the wings off butterflies? I look at Jack with a screw you expression. Is there anything else you want to know while we're at it, Jack? This is a one-time only offer. Do you ever enjoy being with me? Or do you just think that since you turned 30, marrying someone like me is something you should do? I loved being with you, Jack, every minute of it. More than I ever expected. I know it's hard for you to believe me when I say this now, but I mean it. I'm not just saying this to make you feel good. You're the only guy I've ever had a crush on, at least I always will. Then I still can't understand why you gave up everything we had. What? Just so some random guy could tell you you were pretty so he could entertain you? I think that's just crazy. I know you said you couldn't help it, whatever that means, but damn it, Jessica. I was willing to give you everything, and all you wanted to do was have fun with other guys. I don't understand you at all. I know, and now I wish I'd never wanted them either, but I guess I'll just have to live with it. One last question. Were you still planning on having fun with other guys after we got married? I'm not sure, but probably. Alicia is planning a special birthday party for me next week that I was going to keep a secret from you. I think there's something wrong with me. Yeah, but I'm sure you're going to go to the party next week anyway, aren't you? After everything that's happened. I probably am, yes. No doubt Alicia will tell me it's for my own good after you broke up our marriage. That I should go back and have some fun. Though it was that fun that got me into this predicament in the first place. Well, there's one difference now, Jessica. And what's that? You're 30 now. Then you can be like Tina, jealous of someone younger and prettier taking her away for the night. Except even women like Tina are all married. At least they have someone to go home to when they're done. You're just going back to an empty apartment. I hope it's everything you dreamed it would be. I turned away from him, not wanting to admit that he might be right. I just couldn't. Well, we're done here, Jessica. You need to call Alicia to come pick you up and get your stuff. You're not staying here overnight. In fact, I hope this is the last time we see each other outside of work. I stood up and looked at Jack one last time before going inside and texting Alicia and then leaving Jack's house for good. Next chapter. We had a special party for my 30th birthday, and yes, there were a few guys at the party. During that night, but especially afterward, I felt terribly lonely. I felt like I was just pretending to enjoy myself, like I had thousands of times before. But it wasn't like that. Not at all. I was beginning to realize that they had all lied to us, and I had been lying to myself for the past 10 years. All of my teachers, right down to Hollywood movies and social media, have told us that we should strive to be a successful career woman, that we can have anything we want, that we don't need a man to live a full and fulfilling life. So where is my full and fulfilling life? Devoting my entire working life to a company that doesn't want me to get married or have children is supposed to be fulfilling? Being alone at 30, with no husband to love, no children to take care of, is that supposed to be rewarding? Am I really going to remain just another 30-year-old woman who sadly clings to the remnants of youth but always ends up alone? Is this supposed to be my feminine strength? Is that what makes me a girl boss? Maybe I should just get some cats and complete this meme that has become my life. But still, when I go to clubs and meet all these empty and superficial good-looking guys, they still tell me that I'm beautiful, that I'm gorgeous and smart. They'll tell me anything I want to hear. Just for one thing. I always ridiculed those traditional women who wanted to get married early, have a family and live a happy life. I thought they were delusional, looked down on them and thought I was always better than them, that I would have it all. But I don't, and I never have. All I want more than anything in the world right now is to love Jack, and for Jack to love me just as much. To start a family with him, have children together someday, and grow old happily with him by my side. And that's something I can never have no matter how much I want it. I miss him so much I can't believe how hard it was to move on without him. It only took one decent man to turn my world upside down, to show me how wrong I was all along. I'd gladly give up every man I'd ever been with just to have Jack back in my life. But he'll never take me back, and why would he? And it's all my fault. So much for having everything. If only emptiness and loneliness wasn't what they meant all along. The end. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. So subscribe to my channel and watch the next video.